Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Town of Delafield Board of Supervisors meeting for Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. If you'd all rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Green, if you do a roll call.
Supervisors Deanasopoulos,
Present.
Kranek,
Present.
Wolfley. Present. And Chairman Troy.
Present. We do have a quorum. Citizen comments. Public comments from citizens regarding items on or not on the agenda. The board may not engage in a discussion with the citizens making the comments. Individual presentations are limited to 3 minutes, and citizens shall follow the rules set forth in section 2.04 sub 1 sub D of the town code. Is there anybody here that would like to address the town board? Okay. Then we'll go to the approval of the minutes of the January 25th, 2022 town board meeting. Any corrections or changes?
I move to approve the January 25th, 2022 town board minutes as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the meetings as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Action on vouchers submitted for payment, and report on budget subaccounts and action to amend the 2021 budget. Mr. Green.
Yes, we do have a few amendments we have to make to the budget. In the budget, we talked about moving $55,000 of funds to road projects. So that is this will formally move those funds into our replacement budget for 2022. That would come out of the surplus from last year's budget. We also discussed $50,000 transfer to the replacement fund for future revaluation of the town. So this is formally moving those funds into to that budget as well. And then there's an amendment in regards to the 2% fire dues. We took in just over 63,000 in 2% dues, which go to Lake Country Fire. We put those in the revenue account and then dispersed them out of that revenue account. And according to our accountant Howard, he wants that in a separate expenditure account. So it would basically just be shifting the expenditure into the expenditure budget and seeing those revenues come in as revenue. And then lastly, we have some fire supplies that are in our inventory that need to be reduced to zero. We kept them in the budget for 21 because they were still on hand and they were still considered town inventory. Since then, they've been used, and so that needs to decrease. So we're catching up on getting rid of some of those town supplies that no longer should be in our general fund. So with that, I have the recommendations written if someone wants to make a motion.
Should it be a decrease in the 21,631 for supplies and inventory?
The last.
Correct. Yes, that last paragraph should be decreased. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That is an expenditure account, so it would be increased because we're increasing the expenditure account.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify. Thank you. Well, with that explanation, Administrator Green, I would like to make a motion to amend the 2021 budget to increase the general fund account 10-59230-900, transfers to other funds by $105,000, and increase the replacement fund account 22-49210, transfer from general fund by $105,000, with $55,000 of the funds to come from the account 10-53310-370, and $50,000 to come from the general fund surplus funds. Also approve amending the 2021 budget to increase the expenditure account 10-52300-298 by $63,516 for the 2% fire dues, and increase account 10-52300-340 by $21,631 for supplies inventory utilization, and increase the revenue account 10-43420 by $63,516 for the 2% fire dues.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to do the amendments to the 2021 budget as recommended by Town Administrator. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, and accounts payable and payroll.
For accounts payable, I would like to make a motion to approve payments of checks 65347 through 65409 in the amount of $235,482.82. And for payroll, a motion to approve the payrolls dated February 4th, 2022 in the amount of $15,902.44.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the accounts payable and payroll checks as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to item 7, communications, and that's Wayne Dean, our Deer Management Program Coordinator.
Wayne Dean, 3479 Broken Bow Trail, Delafield, Wisconsin. Just a quick report. I think I have 2 minutes, so go quicker. We had 148 approved hunters sign up this year. And I'd like to remind you that none of the cost of the program was borne by the town at all. All of our stands, accessories, the website for signing up, the domains, our online training through YouTube, all of it was covered by donations from hunters. And they did a fantastic job. We had 13 sanctioned town stands over by Veterans Electric at Cushing and 18. We had stands over in the Ethan Allen Boys Home, and so we had 40 deer harvested, 29 of those using the DNR issued nuisance tags through the town. 11 deer were taken on private property. Of those, 9 were bucks, as with the nuisance tags, one is only supposed to use those for does. The DNR does not allow us to use the nuisance tags. So couple of where that is less than we had the year before. Last year we harvested 45 deer. This year, as I said, we harvested a total of 40. One thing I'll note is 2 years ago we harvested 14 deer from over at the fire station on C. This year we harvested none. So actually, I think the difference from going from 45 to 40 is because we didn't harvest any there. And part of the reason is many of the hunters refused to go there anymore. They were harassed so much by some of the local people that every time they'd pull in there to park, that hunters called me and said, I'm not going there anymore. So that's why I think our numbers are down in that area. But I think we improved on some of the other areas. For this next year, I think what we'll do is we went and allowed hunting on every other day. So on even number stands, you can hunt on even number days, and odd numbers. So we're trying to break it up so that hunters weren't close to each other and the deer didn't pattern. I don't think that really solved anything, to tell you the truth. I think we just limited the opportunities for hunting on some spaces. And I think we'll go back to just allowing more opportunities for hunting. We had over 3,000 different times available for sits, because we did, when you take the number of days from September 15th to January 31st, and you divide it in half, because we did mornings and afternoon times 13, there was about over 3,000 potential times for sitting. And we had 1,200 registered times for hunting of those 140 hunters. So I sent Dan today kind of a synopsis of some of the great comments that we had. You're providing a great service. The town is, to encourage more harvesting to help reduce the herd, but at the same time, you're providing a great opportunity for hunter education. We really expanded our 2-man stands this year to almost half of our stands, or tower stands, are 2-man stands, so that people could take their kids and we can encourage more youth hunting. And we got a lot of comments from people and kids who were able to harvest their first-time deer. So you're providing a great service of not only harvesting deer, but also providing great hunter educational opportunities. Any questions you have for me?
You do a great job managing that program. We really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Any questions?
We just need to find more stands. I've got plenty of hunters.
Yeah.
We just need more locations.
Well, I spoke with the DNR last week. They called me, and they see a difference in the herd, in the health of the herd and the size of the herd in this area. So I think that we're accomplishing our objective.
I don't know if you want that for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
New business, discussion and possible action on the recommendation from the Planning Commission to approve a conditional use permit to construct and operate a communications tower on land located at S12 W31032 Summit Avenue. Specifically, the tower will be located approximately 515 feet north of Summit Avenue and 98 feet west of Maple Avenue. Tim Barbeau is out, so Dan Green will do a short comment and then answer any questions.
Sure. Is anybody here for the tower? No? Nathan was supposed to come tonight to answer questions, but he's not here yet. So this was approved unanimously by the Plan Commission. It's a tower that's located on Maple Avenue near Highway 18. Ed and Ron were here for the presentation from the Plan Commission. There were some comments and suggestions from our attorney and from Tim Barbeau that we wanted to incorporate into the conditional use. Much of it had to do with if there was interference with signals from the tower. So they agreed to add that language into the conditional use. That was one of the main issues. And some of the other legal items that Eric had suggested, we went back and forth with the applicant, but eventually they came back and said that they would go with our version of the conditional use, which is before you tonight with those revisions. So just looking for a motion from the recommendation from the Plan Commission. And I know, Christie, you had a question about the light issue. From what I've read, the light is, they don't want lights that are shining at the tower. So the red lights that are typically on towers will be on there, but it won't have, the site won't be lit directly.
There'll be no light pollution. That was
Yeah.
addressed at the Planning Commission.
Correct.
So when it says that, let's see, there's one user, Dish Network so far, when they add users, what does that look like? Or,
They'll have to amend their conditional use permit, so they'll have to come back to the Plan Commission for those additional users.
So
like
basically.
physically, what will it?
Physically, there's room for additional folks to co-locate there. Basically, what it would look like would be the additional users would get their technical stack on the ground.
On the ground,
On the
within
ground,
the.
within the perimeter of the conditional use permit. And then they just put their antennas on the tower. And I also want to note that the neighbor, Tom Oberhaus, was at the Plan Commission in the public hearing and did speak in favor of this, so.
Now, to address your question on additional users, they're not fencing off all the land they have leased. They're fencing off what they have for their immediate users. As new users come, they'll extend the fence and take up the rest of the land that they're leasing.
And Eric's reviewed this and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were very upset with some of Eric's comments.
Eric was doing his job.
That's what we told them.
And regarding removal, I'm assuming that, in the current state, that this will be used, but, so a $20,000 bond held to assure that the site can be restored. I'm unsure of what the cost is to remove something like that. Is that mostly, do we feel like that's adequate? Because where I used to live, there was a big, ugly, tower that just, no one could ever find the money to remove it. So that's why this one kind of popped up to me.
Yeah, I think we're holding the money more so to motivate them to not leave it. I guess, so, I'm sure it would cost slightly more than that, but there might be other interested parties who might wanna, if that were to
Okay.
happen. but-
And keep in mind, as, correct me if I'm mistaken, but as they add more users, we can increase the fee for whatever additional equipment they're adding,
Okay.
correct?
I'd have to check with Eric on that, I'm not sure about that, but.
Because it's conditional use.
Yeah, I mean, we'd open it up again, so it definitely could be subject for negotiation when a new tenant comes. So it kind of opens up the entire conditional use in the standards, so.
Any other questions, comments?
Motion to approve the conditional use permit to construct and operate a communications tower on lands located at S12W31032 Summit Avenue. Specifically, the tower will be located approximately 515 feet north of Summit Avenue and 98 feet west of Maple Avenue.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use as approved by the Plan Commission. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. 9B, discussion and possible action on the recommendation from the Plan Commission to approve a certified survey map to combine lands located at N21, W28697 Elizabeth Court.
This is a CSM that was brought forward because they're removing the home and building a new home on the site. They're expanding their lot lines based on they're taking up a part of an abandoned road right-of-way. The other half of the road has already been taken by the adjacent property owner. So they're taking their half of that portion that they abut. And this was also approved unanimously by the Plan Commission.
I make a motion that we approve the CSM dated 1/19/2022 for N21W28687 Elizabeth Court.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the certified survey map for the Elizabeth Court property. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Announcements and planning items. The town board meeting is Tuesday, February 27th at 6:30. The next planning commission is Tuesday, March 1st at 6:30. And I believe there was a discussion today with the attorney for the Thomas Farm, and they are planning to present something at the planning commission meeting on that Tuesday, March 1st.
There's also a Lake Board meeting, the 23rd.
Okay. And then another town board meeting on March 8th. What time's the Lake Board meeting?
5:30, the Pewaukee City Hall.
You gonna be able to make that? Great. Yeah. Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, everyone, for coming. You want me to sign that now, Dan, or?
What, the conditional use? No, I'll